Hey guys, it's Wednesdays with JC Poo. Today we're talking about legal transition. So, legal transition is extremely important for a lot of people. And what a legal transition is basically like you're getting your name changed, getting your gender marker changed, legally being recognized as who you are on documents, papers, birth certificates, social security, social insurance numbers, and stuff like that. So this aspect of transition, not everybody actually wants or needs to deal with. And I say that because some people were born with a very gender neutral name that they have kept. Like I have some friends who are like named Jamie or whatever, blah, blah, and they have kept their name. So they don't actually need to change their name, which is great for them, but they do need to change their gender marker. Now, I do know some trans people in Canada who have not gotten their gender marker changed, and they've been transitioning for like 15 years. And a part of me is like, I wonder why. Like, I'm not judging. I literally genuinely like, is it just because it's like a process that you don't want to deal with? Or is it because you're like, I have to go to the doctors, they're gonna know anyways, or I don't know. I have no idea, or like people don't pay attention, or it just looks like a mistake. So I have no idea, but I do know some people that just don't get anything changed. Now, saying that, I absolutely needed to get my things changed. So it was a battle for me to change my name, honestly, because I thought that my dad would be mad at me because he has a tattoo of my birth name on his arm. And that was really hard for me to like, I'm going to be kind of erasing that. He still has a tattoo and it's fine, but I felt like I was kind of removing a part of myself from him, and I really didn't like that. But in the end, I definitely did decide to change my name because I needed to change my name so that I wouldn't be called my birth name anymore. And I did that, and it was a process, man. Quebec really doesn't make it that easy. I had to put in the newspaper. It's no longer like this, but I had to put in the newspaper twice in 2 weeks, and I had to apply to get my name changed, and then I get the name change papers, and then I can actually apply to get my name changed, and then I had to get my gender marker changed, and I had to prove that I had surgery. You no longer have to do that. But it was just a mess, and it sucks that we have to go through all this, and I wish that the process was a lot easier because then it would be easy. Now here's the thing that I don't like. Once you change your gender marker in Quebec, you can't change it back, which you're saying, obviously, why would you ever want to change it back? Look, we cannot pretend that people don't detransition, okay? We can't, it happens, okay? And it's very rare, and I don't feel like I shouldn't even mention this in the video, but in Quebec, you're not allowed to change your gender marker back. So that's interesting to me, so. But I do wish that there was another option in Quebec. I know that in Ontario, there's another option. I think it's an X or just other or no gender option or something, which is great. I feel like a lot of people should be able to choose if they want gender on their license or not. Because it is a little bit unnecessary, I find, but you know, we live in a world that's very binary and we need to fit in these boxes. So, yeah, so legal transition is absolutely crucial for a lot of people, and I find that there are places that just make it even harder. I believe it is Ohio where you are not allowed to change your gender marker no matter what. And I think that there's another state. Like, how can you go ahead and go to Texas and you're able to change your gender marker, but then you're from Ohio and you can't? Ohio, why? I'm pretty sure it's Ohio, by the way. And then there are other places, like Poland, where you have to sue your parents in order to be able to change your name. Like, what kind of world do we live in where you need to have your parents' permission, even if you're like in your 30s, to be able to change your name, and you have to sue them through the courts? Like, what the fuck? It's ridiculous. And I think that you actually have to keep your birth name on the back of your birth certificate or something. It's like, why do they make this so hard? I will say that we are getting to a place where it gets easier, which is amazing to hear, especially in Canada and Quebec. We no longer need surgery in order to get your gender marker changed, and you no longer need to be on testosterone, I think, to get your name changed, which is fantastic because not everyone who is trans goes on testosterone. Because some people don't need it and some people literally cannot for medical reasons. Some people don't want it, and you know, that's who they are. Let people change their name if they're trans. Do whatever you want, you know? So we are getting to a place where it's easier. It's still a slow process, and I know that Australia and I think California have the option to put an X on your passport, which is great, but I will say that it is a little bit problematic if you're gonna go to different countries that don't accept that as an option, because you have a declaration form to fill in sometimes and it asks you for your gender and there's no other option, it's male or female, and you have to write that. So if you have a passport that has an X on it, my question is, what if you go to a country like, I don't, some very, like Russia, you go to Russia with a passport that has an X on it, like as a gender, your gender is X. Like, that's a really awesome thing to have, and I definitely wish that that was an option that I could have, but I travel a lot, and I would want that to be an option where I know I will be safe. I feel like choosing an X option at this moment in society and in the world that we live in is not the safest thing until all countries are on board, or most countries are on board. So that's just my little thing about that. But yeah, so I think that that should be a little more accessible. I don't know, what do you think? How has your legal transition journey gone? Let me know in the comments. I'll see you guys next week. Bye.